Hello, Gemini. Hello, hello, hello. This is G, and we are going to talk about your energies for the month of August and what you can expect. We're going to have some cycles that we're going through, like usual, endings and beginnings. So we're also going to have a visual for each ending and each beginning. I'm pulling in the astrology. I'm pulling in the intuitive capabilities. I'm listening to the spheres. The planets are talking to me. I've already mixed the cards up a couple of times, so we're going to mix them up even a little bit more. And we're going to make sure that we've got a card for each event for you so that you can have a visual. This is what I've been guided to do. And this deck is a beautiful deck. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. This was a deck given to me by a subscriber of the channel who just gave me a whole box of stuff. And it was like, oh my God, how awesome, how amazing. They didn't want to be acknowledged and recognized though. So you know who you are, and you are a queen and a king. You are just amazing. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. So 2 new beginnings and 1 ending for Gemini. And I'm hearing to do the divide one more time for Gemini. Funny, right? Gemini's all about options and flexibility and choices and information. And the first card is going to be, this is going to be your first beginning. Second card is for the middle of the month. The middle of the month is where we have an ending. And then the third card we're going to lay right over here. And like that. Okay, so Gemini, your first beginning, it really happens at the butt end of July. Okay, and it flows into the beginning of August. This new beginning is talking and communication. It's creative forms of speaking. So are you a powerful speaker? You absolutely are. You can be a creative speaker. You can be an inspirational speaker. There's a new beginning here. You're standing out. You're going to be recognized for how you talk and communicate. Are you in sales? You are a powerful speaker, powerful performance. You may be dramatic when you speak. It's as though you innately speak as though you're in the spotlight. So some look at you and they think, wow, I wish I had those qualities, because you're very courageous. You have no problem with shining your independent light, your independent spirit. You're a bit fiery, so you may have to be careful at times. But this new beginning has everything to do with you having fun and being optimistic. Inspirational speaker. There's a scribe energy involved here. Do you write? Do you keep track of things? Do you do inspirational writings? If you're not doing it, you probably should look into it. If not for anybody else, at least for yourself, vlogging, blogging, all that, because this is third house energy is all about social media, social platforms, being a powerful communicator and inspiring others. You have a new beginning. Now let's pull your card. Whoa. They are holding hands. So this is a strong feminine and masculine energy. We've got the moon and the sun, which is father and mother. This represents to me a granddaddy new moon energy, because new moons represent the sun and the moon together. The sun, masculine energy, and the moon, feminine energy, merging. And what happens when masculine and feminine come together? Creative juices flow, and we literally can produce a child. And this is what makes new moons powerful. So Gemini, this is a super powerful new beginning for you. There are some of you listening, I'm hearing, for somebody, this is a really huge, maybe of course more than one of you, a huge beginning. This is Leo energy creating. So are you going it alone? Well, there's a merging here. So does this mean there's a partnership? There could be a partnership, but this is a new beginning. You recognizing the masculine and the masculine and the feminine within yourself. And so literally a rebirthing process in the way you think and in the way you communicate. I'm hearing being your own light. When you light the path for yourself, you have the capability to also light it for others. Let me turn this a little bit. Okay, we have air, we have the bird in flight. Yeah, we've got the earth, we've got the air, we've got the water, and of course, the sun and the moon. So the past is present, but then so is the future. It's as though there's something from your childhood, something that happened when you were a child, like the inner child healing. The month of June, the end of June, and going through all of July, there was a strong capability of healing that inner child. And then in doing that, a new person, a new degree of you is revealed to yourself. But there's even more than that. This is, yeah, this is like a healing of the merging of the masculine and the feminine, the duality of oneself, the recognition of those feminine degrees of you, the recognition of the masculine degrees of yourself, regardless of the gender, right? This is, energy goes beyond gender. Okay. So it's just recognizing that and honoring all that about yourself, throwing away any shame and and starting a grand new beginning. And there's something you're going to be doing and sharing it, because this process you're going through, this new beginning, it has the capability of helping others. So whether you're going to be selling, simply by when you share what you write or what you're going through, the vlogging thing, there's a really good possibility that this creative endeavor, it gives you this it gives you the spotlight. I'm hearing thirst. There was a thirst that you had, a thirst that you needed to be recognized. And so this new moon has the potential to do that for you. Now we go to the middle of the month, and we're going to have a closure and a completion or an ending. And this is about the things that you believe in. This has everything to do with your beliefs, philosophy on life, spirituality, and religion. There's something that you're completing or closing the door on. This is also higher education. So maybe you were taking classes or something like that. Maybe you were the teacher, because this is that as well. This is teaching energy, producing, like writing a book, and publishing it. Like this was writer energy and vlogging. This is like publishing energy. So completing something, possibly with friendships, people that you went to school with, maybe, it's like group energy, freedoms. It's about the beliefs of freedoms. It could possibly be about traveling, long journeys and distances, foreigners, foreign places. This is like my independent action, right? It's like me standing out in the crowd. So it may be like beliefs about the freedom of the group. That could be there, but there's a lot of air here. So air flight, I'm hearing mass transportation is what I'm hearing. So let's flip this card. Okay, fascinating. There's lots of people on here. There's also animals. I see what looks like there's a dog. There's a woman, and she's in, I don't know what they call that thing. It doesn't look comfortable. I mean, I do, but I can't think of the word at the moment. Not fun at all. Group energy. We're in the town square. This is quite public. Interesting. I'm seeing Aryan energy up here. Mars, air. So that's the independent action. Ninth house and the beliefs, because it's the beliefs of my freedoms of my independent action. And then this is Gemini energy. So it's talking about my freedoms. Talking, because we're mixing it all together here. Freedoms, independent action, being spontaneous, taking action with my thought, like without thinking first before I speak, or without thinking before acting. And so maybe there's an elevation where you're kind of graduating. I spoke about that a little bit in a minute ago, where it was, are you finishing up some schooling? There's an old way of believing that is ending. And masculine energy is really prominent here. This Gemini energy, we're seeing Mercury down there. This is information, talking, and the details and communication, which, yeah, whether this person actually is guilty of something, right? It's a good possibility not. Sometimes it's, literally people talking and saying things about somebody, unfortunately. We see there's some onlookers. We see the dog, information, and an ending. Mars, assertive ways of standing out from the crowd and making sure that we're cautious before we act and cautious before we speak, meaning we've run it past somebody else, like as a test first, getting the opinions of others before we just have all that Leo courage and just go ahead and say whatever. We kind of just, might want to do a test run, have someone critique it first. This card is showing, though, that there is an ending to a belief. There is an ending could be some gossipy kind of stuff involved here, because there is a judgment that I didn't mention, but it is tied in with this. When I speak of the ninth house is judgments. It's like the judicial system in the courtroom. Somebody was judged here, right? Somebody made a judgment on somebody else, right? And so there could be talking and communication, because this is what Gemini does. And people do, they talk, they gossip, and then they make judgments, right? Character judgments on others. But there's an ending to something. So hopefully for you, you understand what this means in your life. Hopefully if somebody was making judgments and assumptions against you, hopefully those judgments end. Hopefully there's nothing, hopefully that's of the past. And if it's something that you can recognize and acknowledge in your own life that maybe you have done unconsciously, right? Unconscious judgments on others, there's a closure and an ending. Now, when we get to the end of August, we're talking about a new beginning. And the new beginning has to do with your home life. It's your feelings and your family and your emotion. It's feminine energy. It's your emotional security. This involves a new daily routine. It could have to do with your health. It could be something that has to do with a job, because our jobs, like if you have a 9 to 5, that's part of your daily routine, right? But this can also be the domestic side of your life, a new routine that will give you emotional security. It's something tangible and practical. It's got like this Virgo thing to it. So it's like logical, right? There's details involved. Organizing. Do you structure and organize to feel good, right? There's a place for everything and a thing for every place. There's a new beginning here. It'll give you emotional security and stability. And the card that you get for that, interesting card. It involves a lot of Venus and Neptune energy. It's very dreamy. It's fantasy, even sci-fi a little bit. I love this for you. There's the castle, there's the water, there's the rainbow, there's the I'm coming, Rapunzel, let down your hair type of thing. Let me take another look. There's a separation. There's water dividing. She's on land, he's on land, and there's a big body of water in between them. Okay, it's relationship energy. It's who you're willing to commit to. There's Venus, right? And Venus, a higher octave of Venus is Neptune. Fascinating, because Venus and Neptune are connected together. When Venus is operating really well, it's about fairness, it's about peace. Neptune takes it another level and goes to prayer, goes to meditation, says even though we may be far away from each other, there are little things we can do to show each other that we care about each other, that we're thinking of each other. We check in with each other. So texting, phone calls, whatever. Tying this in with the daily habits and the routines, organizing, the little things that most people might not think too much of, like that Virgo energy is like paying attention to, oh, well, this is the kind of food this person likes, or I know they like their laundry folded this way, right? Stuff like that some may overlook, not pay attention to. It's the little things. And that's what we're seeing here, that this has to do with someone that's important to you, someone you're committed to. It can be a marriage. It can be a romance. It can be someone that's just, that's important to you in a way where, you got to show up for them when they're in a time of need. Okay. Because in this day and age, we have a lot of folks living together. I have two housemates, and yeah. So if this was a card for myself, it would be like, I totally get this, right? I'm not romantically involved with either one of them. But at the same time, there's a commitment level. There's a level of commitment, of peace that you must keep to live together, right? But this really screams more of, masculine and feminine separated. But how do we stay connected? There's prayer, there's that higher octave of Pisces and Neptune. Are we seeing things realistically? Are we too far to really see who they really are? Do we have a little bit of a fantasy going on about them? That could be it, because we're not close up to them. We're seeing them from far away. So we might have a dreamy perspective, but this is a new beginning. And if Neptune is involved, Neptune wants you to see things more clearly. So remember, Neptune may kind of make things fuzzy and fantasy-like, but just understand to take things slow, right? To take them one step at a time. to be methodical. And that is like that Virgo energy. And so that's part of this new beginning that you're doing in the home. And it will help secure your emotions. It will help you feel better. It will help you feel your emotions feel more peaceful, right? Because things are more fair and balanced. So Gemini, enjoy your August.